come in.
Hey Kelly, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good to see you again. I'm Jonathan from Salesforce. I'm really glad that we ended up getting to run into each other at that symposium.
Yes.
So before we begin, I just want to give you there's a business card for me.
Thank you.
And then I'm just gonna. Do you know if I take notes during this?
Go ahead, of course.
Okay, great. Let me just get set up real quick. Alright, so I also printed out an agenda for us today.
Sure.
Just kind of to go over that, what we're going to do is I'm just going to introduce myself and the company a little bit further. I'm just going to ask you some questions to kind of see where exactly ABC is at the moment. And then I'm going to I brought a live demo over so you can kind of get to see just how easy Salesforce is to use. And then maybe after that we can set up some further meeting or whatever it might be. Does that sound good?
Sounds great.
All right, awesome. And just to confirm, we have 20 minutes today, I believe?
Yes, 20 minutes.
Okay, great. So first, I'm just kind of hoping to get to know you a little bit better, as well as American Pipe Construction, and then ask you some questions kind of about your current situation involving your CRM software.
Sure.
And so let's start off with kind of, first off, with this Salesforce decision, who else is involved in the decision process along with yourself?
Well, myself, I would say we have a finance manager who would need to sign off,
Okay.
as well as another head sales manager, and then probably a couple other individuals that I can't really think of right now.
Okay.
But we all kind of work together if it's anything that has to do with purchasing.
Okay, and is there anybody else that should be walking in on this meeting, or is it just us two?
It's just us today. I couldn't get everyone else
No,
together,
no problem.
and we can just kind of get it kicked off, and then I can involve them when we get further.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so first off, let's start with kind of your current CRM system. From what I understand, I know we touched on it briefly, but it's just kind of, it's not the fastest, and it's just not the most ideal for the technology era that we're living in. Can you kind of elaborate on that?
Sure. So right now, we use it is a CRM system, but it's an Excel-based format.
Okay.
And so there's a lot of once my team kind of goes out and gets their leads, gets new product sales, etc. We've had a hard time making sure all those sales are getting into the system. We're manually inputting it. I have to cut them off in the middle of the day, kind of to bring them back to the office to put in all their information.
All right.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty tedious.
And it's been okay as far as our current growth, but for the next 4 years, we're experiencing anywhere from 4 to 6% each year, and eventually it's just going to reach a point where we can't kind of take care of everything in this CRM Excel-based platform.
Okay, yeah, and that's one of the things that I wanted to touch on. I saw that you did 98 billion last year. You're on track for 109 billion this year, and then like you did just mention, the 4 to 6% each year for the next 4 years. So just to, I know you kind of did just touch on this, but just to really, highlight this, like you really do see your current CRM system being a problem with that continued growth.
Yeah, I would say with the continued growth, it could really end up being a problem where one day, someone's order gets missed or something like that happens, which would be terrible because we have such large orders in this industry. So yeah, for the future reference, I don't think it would be a viable CRM.
Okay, and I understand that you have offices kind of throughout the Southeast as well as globally. Am I missing anything? I believe that you have 11 offices. Does that sound right?
Yeah, that sounds right. We have them all in Europe. We have a couple in Asia, across America.
Istanbul, and so your current CRM software, is it compatible for those people who might be speaking different languages other than just English that we're speaking over here?
Well, most of our salespeople do speak English, even if it's their second language. But yeah, it's in the native language of the country that the orders are being done in.
Okay.
But it's hard as it's sitting at the top, looking down at everything.
Definitely.
When I'm only bilingual. I'm not,
of course,
trilingual.
Well, so did you actually know that Salesforce is available in dozens of languages? So we really can't customize this to, your people in Istanbul can receive their native language, and then you can have the people who are in Montreal Montreal speaking with their CRM set up in French and whatever it might be. Does that sound more appealing than kind of the one that you're currently using?
Yes, the only question I have based off of that is when it is viewed by a different country, by someone who doesn't speak that language, would it automatically be, like for me?
Yeah, so that's actually one of the great things. So let's say you have a rep in let's say Montreal, and so they're typing everything up in French, and you're kind of you're a little bit thrown off. So actually, when you load their profile and you see what they've been inputting, you'll see that actually it's already converted to English for you, so you'll be able to understand everything. The only thing that is different is, let's say they wrote a little side note, just because there's an option I'll show you later, or if you just want to write a little note, you can add that. That'll obviously still be in their native language because they typed it. But that's a simple thing where you can just Google Translate whatever it might be. So it's not the end of the world, but for the most part, we pretty much have locked down, translating everything up to date. So one of the common problems that our clients initially have is really just like this manual entry for order processing. What exactly goes on? Can you walk me through what happens if your salesperson Joe Smith lands a client who orders X amount of pipes? What's the process that person goes through?
Sure. So initially, our salesperson obviously is out in the field. They take down the order in any way they find best. So we have some people that do write their orders on like a notebook, and then we have some people that will put them straight into the computer. So
kind of every person for themselves.
Yeah, everyone kind of takes the CRMs they want.
Yeah.
So you kind of just do whatever's best for them.
Okay.
And then at the end of the day, if like Susie in Germany hasn't put in her orders, she has to be brought back to the office and put in her orders on her laptop on computer.
Okay.
Or if they're truly like field, they would have basically the same thing, but we would tell them you to go home and like put them in your laptop.
Yeah. So it's a long process from what it sounds like. So one of the great things about Salesforce is not only do we have this platform on the computer, but we also have apps on both Android and Apple. So no longer will your salespeople just have to jot down notes and then input it later. Like they can all be doing that in real time at that moment. Another thing I wanted to ask you is kind of we've mentioned it's a tedious process. If you had to put some sort of time estimate on the salesperson's manual entry, could you maybe provide me with some sort of time estimate just so I can get an idea of how much time really is being wasted on your current software?
It's about an hour to 2 hours per day, depending on what kind of sales they're doing, where they're located, etc.
Okay.
So over the course of a week, it could be 5 to 10 hours.
5 to 10 hours per salesperson.
Per salesperson.
Okay. Let me just write that down. 5 to 10 hours per salesperson. Okay. And then I believe from what I saw, you have about 55 salespeople. And on top of that, another about 40 to 45 people that will be kind of also using this software. So if we put that at, let's just round it up to 100. And then if you had to put a dollar amount on, how much money is being wasted for each of those hours, what would you say?
I would say, kind of just to keep a rough estimate, I'd say around $100.
Around $100
per hour per person. So
$100 per person.
Yeah, so one person in a week. So being more conservative, probably we'll say 7 hours.
7 hours a week per person.
Per person. So it's $700.
Yeah.
And then multiply across.
So $100. I mean, we're talking 70,000 a week, just like that, and that's per person. That's per week. So wow, that definitely would add up. At $700 a person, 70,000 per week. And that's kind of one of the things that clients most often come to us about is they kind of realize like, wow, we're not only are we wasting time, but time is money. And one of the things that we pride ourselves on is just how quickly things can get done. And so one of the other unique things about Salesforce is the ability for all of your sales team to really be up to both whether they're inside or outside sales, whether it's a manager, it's an outside salesperson, like everybody can be kind of on the same page because it's all updated in real time. So if it's all right with you, I'm going to come around here, kind of work with a live demo with you, and then I just want to explain a little bit more on Salesforce as we go. Does that sound good?
Sounds great.
Awesome. Alright, so I'm going to switch over, get some Salesforce stuff loaded for you. Alright, so first off, this is kind of what the homepage would look like.
Okay.
It's very clean, you know, it's very simple to read, but I just want to kind of explain what exactly Salesforce is. So, you know, we're a cloud-based CRM system. So what that means is anything that's updated is updated in real time. So whether you have an employee in Germany who puts something or an employee in Calgary, you know, you will be seeing that the second that they enter it. So that's one thing, you know, and especially if you have remote salespeople who might just be, you know, constantly on the go. Like again, even if they update something on their phone, you'll be still seeing that update in real time. So yeah, another thing that I really kind of wanted to address is just if you look here, you know, you have your area to input a new lead.
Okay.
Whether that's a lead, whether that's a guaranteed sale, whatever it might be, and then you can always add the comments like I was mentioning earlier. And so what I'm exactly, like this exact screen right now, this is what a salesperson's seeing, but you yourself have the access to this as well.
Okay.
And you can, you know, you can kind of update it, so if you don't want so-and-so to have access to so-and-so, like you can totally make that private, but you yourself will be able to see everything that we're looking at right now. So yeah, another thing that I kind of wanted to show is just on this dashboard, there's a way to kind of show everybody's contacts with their leads. And so if we just click that right there, and it'll load slowly. This basically now you can see, like, you know, with company BYD, like you can see everybody that you've been involved in their buying process with, as well as kind of just anybody who's responsible for the finance behind a deal, whatever it might be, like it's all right here. So that's that. Another thing that I kind of wanted to address is just like everything can be personalized. So, you know, let's say you wanted to send a message out via Salesforce, you would click right here, and then you would type up, you know, whatever you want, and then that can be personalized and automated to update, you know, about an order status or about a renewal, whatever it might be. That can all be done within Salesforce. So we're talking really just a very diverse offering with Salesforce. You know, we're not limited to you know, just one thing where you're able to update an order, but it's really everything related to your clients. So yeah, other than that, you know, do you have any other questions about kind of what you're looking at here on this dashboard?
Not exactly. It looks really clean and everything's kind of organized.
Yeah, again, we really are always trying to be as up to date and user friendly as possible because we recognize that, you know, especially management who are at an older age, they're a little bit unfamiliar with technology, so it kind of makes it a little bit easier for them. Yeah, so actually I also wanted to touch on, you know, a recent client that I've been dealing with. They were kind of in a similar situation. You know, they had an extreme growth that they're really they're excited about, but they're a little bit overwhelmed with.
Yes.
And they're similar to you. Their CRM is a little bit outdated. So actually, in just the past 2 months that we've been working with them, they've noticed a 300% increase in revenue, as well as a 75% increase in customer retention.
Okay.
So really, like, you know, the proof is there. It's not just me trying to sell this to you by showing it to you. It really is, and I'd be happy to get you in touch with them as well, just so that you can kind of get a feel for how easy they've found the switch to Salesforce. So yeah, do you have any other questions about this, or if it's cool with you, I'm gonna go switch on over and kind of just wrap things up here.
Yeah.
All right.
That's great.
All right, so let's get down to some numbers, because I know that's it's important to you, and I know you're telling me your chief financial officer is a little bit, a little bit stingy with how he spends his money,
Yeah.
which is totally understandable.
Conservative on top.
Yeah, definitely. So I just wanted to run through some numbers with you. So basically, we have a $25,000 startup fee. So that $25,000 is a one-time fee. You pay it, as soon as we agree, come to an agreement, and then it's done with. Okay.
Okay.
So $25,000, and when we're talking, $70,000 a week in loss potentially, I think it's clear that that number is pretty minimal. Then additionally, we have $2,500 per user per year. Okay.
Okay.
So from what it sounds like, we have about 100 users that will be using it. So 2,500. Let's do the math real quick. Make sure we're right. So that's about $250,000 a year. Which again, I know, that's a bigger number, but at the same time, when we're talking 70,000 a week in just 1 month, that could be made up for. And that is a yearly renewal. So, at the end of the year, you can always opt out of the contract if you choose. But, hopefully you'll see that it worked out well, and there won't be a need for opting out.
Of course.
So I know, we kind of went over a lot right here. I just wanted to kind of, ask where you're standing on this right now. How do you feel?
I mean, I definitely see the benefits of implementing Salesforce or any other CRM that's going to have similar capabilities. I do see that on one side we are wasting money every week, and that we could potentially save time, save money, etc. But yeah, again, definitely a big purchasing decision.
Yeah, and so I know you had mentioned that you were not the only one that's responsible for this decision making. Do you have a set time in mind that you're already going to be speaking with them about our meeting?
Yes, so actually next week we're all coming together to Atlanta to kind of talk about different vendors for other systems, and I'd love to just throw Salesforce in there with the other couple vendors.
Sure.
So we'll all be here. There's about 10 of us. We'll be here next Thursday.
Okay.
All day, and we have a good block from about 2 to 4 p.m. Anytime during there, we'd love to.
Okay. So then, just to make sure, since I want to give you guys as much time to kind of go through everything, what if we do the later side? Would you want to maybe plan something for 4 o'clock next Thursday?
Sure.
Okay. So let's do 4 o'clock. I will send you a calendar invite once we get done here, and we can go from there. Just in between now and then, if you have any questions or just want any more information on how exactly we can help you, I feel pretty good about where you stand on this, and you seem like you really appreciate our software. So hopefully we can meet next Thursday at 4 o'clock, and let's maybe get some contract work done.
Sure, it
Does that
sounds
work
great.
with you? All right, great. Well, it's so nice meeting you again.
It was so great meeting you. Have a wonderful day.
Yeah, you too. Bye. What was my